Let's do one last main topic today. And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Roy. And Roy writes in, Deadline just reported that Dan, I always mispronounce Trachtenberg's name, but Trachtenberg is set to direct a new Predator movie. I saw that. This is interesting because it will be the first one under the Disney banner. Technically, it'll still be under Fox, but Fox is under Disney. I'm really excited for this and Deadpool 3 being rated R. I think Disney knows that certain franchises are supposed to be rated R, and they are more open for it. What do you think about this? Are you looking forward to it? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in. And Rob, Predator lives. It had been counted down, it had been buried, it had been forgotten, but Predator lives. We are indeed, at least for the moment, Disney and Fox have greenlit the development of a new Predator movie, and they've gotten out and got the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane to come in and kind of helm it. This is the news that we get from Variety, who writes, Disney's 20th Century Studios is developing a fifth Predator movie with 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Trachtenberg, Patrick Eisen, whose television credits include the series Kingdom, I love that by the way, Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, also love that, and Treadstone, I'm dying to watch that, has been hired to write the script. The four Predator movies earned $443 million worldwide, with John Davis producing each of them. Rob, this has already been a day where I've talked a little bit about some surprising things to me. Surprised that it's already the 25th anniversary of Toy Story. Surprised they're already in pre-production on Black Panther 2. And mark this one as the next one down. I'm surprised they're doing another Predator. I am surprised they're doing another Predator. Because, don't get me wrong, I am as into Predator, the original, as the next guy. I love that original. You know? Forever, the words, I ain't got time to bleed, will be a part of the human existence. That phrase uttered by Jesse the Body Ventura, forever. Old Painless. Anyway, I love it. I even didn't mind that one called Predators, the one where they got taken to the game reserve on another planet.
I liked it too. It was fun.
Yeah, I like that one too. And I think no, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. You can't do this. This one is a bad idea. And Rob, I'm going to have you disconnect and call back in because your image froze on me there, just so you know. So I'm just going to have you hang up and call back in. So I just think this is a bad idea. This is an example of a product, to me, that has been run into the ground. Now, look, very few people were as excited as I was, and that's Rob calling back in there. Very few people were as excited as I was. Very few people were as excited as I was about the Predator movie that was written and directed by Shane Black. Shane Black is a tremendous talent. I thought the trailers looked great, but that movie was awful. And it performed awfully. It had a very generous 33% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And Rob, let me ask you just to take a wild guess here. Let me ask you to take a wild guess. What do you think was the worldwide total box office take for the Shane Black Predators movie? Let's have you take a wild guess at it.
Oh my gosh, 75 million.
It did better than that, but it did 160 million. Not opening weekend, not just domestic, worldwide. The new Predators movie made 160 million.
Yeah, it's pretty anemic.
See, the Predator to me is a great example about why Warner Brothers, for a lot of years, protected their Batman and Superman IPs. You know, because everybody say, why don't they put Batman on TV and why don't they put Superman on TV and blah, blah, blah? Because they knew those IPs were incredibly valuable. And if they just start throwing them all over the place, their value is going to start to come down. And I feel like Predator is a great example of an IP who has lost a lot of value. I just feel like they've lost. People now, it's like Transformers. Transformers was great. And then they put out crap movie after crap movie after crap movie. And it got to the point that it then became a joke. That even when the great movie Bumblebee came out, people are going, why are they doing another Transformers movie? And I feel like we're kind of at that place. And that's not to say that I don't think that Predator could ever make a comeback. It just feels like now, on the heels of this utter disaster of the last Predator movie that clearly didn't get much interest from people and clearly had no success, is now the time to develop another one? Unless they're going for the low budget route, like let's make one for $30 million and see if we can get 90. I mean, I don't know. So, and listen, the addition of Dan as the director, hey, I like the work he did on 10 Cloverfield Lane. So that's interesting. But then again, Shane Black is awesome and he turned in a dud. So I don't know, Rob, I got to say, I'm very surprised that they're moving forward at this point with a Predator movie. Rob, you heard about this. Were you surprised? And is this the right time to do one?
Well, you know, what's interesting to me about the Predator franchise is, one, the Predator is one of the most striking monster alien designs ever created for film. And I think the first Predator movie, with the exception of maybe the climax, is so much fun. McTiernan's powerhouse directing, the cast of the machoist of the macho dudes getting picked off one by this alien hunter. The whole idea of the Predator is irresistible when handled correctly.
By the way, can I throw this in there? Did you notice the little Predator wink to it in the last episode of The Mandalorian when Carl Weathers and Mando did their handshake? Did you pick up on that?
I was like, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I did. And no, and I think that the problem has been that the Predator has been mishandled since then. There was a longer version of Predator 2 that I wish would get released because I think that film is better than it's given credit for. But other than that, I think the Predator has not been. I mean, Predators came the closest. That was a Robert Rodriguez produced version. But like you said, I thought that movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But it would be nice, I think, that maybe Trachtenberg has a take. You know, if you go to a studio, we live in a world now where everybody's trying to bring back their moribund IPs. And if a filmmaker goes in that has a respectable bit of work and says, look, I have an idea. And that's what studios want. They want a vision. They want somebody who really knows what they're doing, who can walk into a room and say, here it is. And it excites the pitch or whatever, the animatic or whatever the hell the Trachtenberg has. He's like, this is what I want to do. And I'll bet something like that happened. And the execs were like, oh my God, we have to do this. This is irresistible. And we have a respectable filmmaker. Let's roll the dice. And I'm sure that's something that happened because you couldn't get any worse. And I think
when you couldn't
Predator,
do any worse, that's a singing recommendation. You couldn't do worse.
I mean, but if you think about it from a studio perspective, especially Disney, I mean, kids love the Predator. Let's go to Predatorland in Disneyland and we can hunt each other. You know, no, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. But you know, it is a pretty irresistible image. Video games, toys, that kind of thing. I can see the reason to bring the Predator back. There's a lot of reasons.
I think I could see them doing it. I just thought, really now? I just thought now. I feel like they needed 3 or 4 more years to let there be a little bit of breathing room between the stench of failure of where the Predator franchise has been lately to a fresh start. But I don't know.
Everybody
maybe
loves the Predator, John. Everybody loves the Predator.
I mean, it's true. I mean, the base character, like you pointed out, it's one of the most awesome creature designs. There's something really cool about it. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Question is, guys, what do you think about this? Do you love this news that they're moving forward with another Predator movie right now? What do you think about the fact that they're adding the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane? Do you think now's the right time? Maybe you think it's long overdue. Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Okay, guys.